Why, hi there, I'm Ron Juckman, and Retro Sports Network presents Hockey Night on YouTube, our new Saturday series. Well, it's not really new, but it's that secondary game that to our live Sunday afternoon games. So, boy, that sounded pretty clumsy. So we're going to do the Saturday game on a Saturday, and the midweek game you'll see live Sunday at noon. And yes, I know we just saw Montreal, but it's their first meeting of the year against the Boston Bruins. And the Boston Bruins are a much better team than they've played in this replay. They're 2-6-1. They finally got their first tie of the year Thursday against Quebec. Montreal, this is a home or back-to-back for them. They pounded the Detroit Red Wings 8-2 Friday night at Joe Louis. And so Saturday night, in front of the TV, big thing of popcorn for a hockey night in Canada. It's the Bruins and the Habs on Halloween of all nights. So go ahead and eat that mask, or eat that popcorn with a mask, and drink plenty of Canadian malted beverages, particularly ones with the M and not the L on the label. Starting lineup for the Bruins, Stevie Kasper is your center. He has 4 points on the year. On his left is Jeff Courtnall, also has 4 points on the year. And on the right is Cam Neely, who has more fights than goals, and that's one of the reasons why the Bruins are 2-6-1. Ray Bourque is the left defender. Gotta love that 80s porn mustache he's got going there. Looks like he got caught feeling something up. Goofy grin. And Frank Simonetti is on the right defense. Bourque, by the way, 12 points in 9 games. And Doug Keens is in the net for the Bruins with Terry O'Reilly as the coach. Keens, a .470 goals against average, with a save percentage of .859. For the Montreal Canadiens, it's Bobby Smith and his 5 goals at center. Mats Naslund on the left wing. Stéphane Richer on the right wing, with Rick Green, who had the big goal the last time we had Montreal, his only goal of the year, and Chris Chelios, who has 17 points in 12 games. Remember, Green is filling in for part of the group that's filling in for Larry Robinson. And Patrick Waugh in the net. I'm wearing the wrong jersey. .382 goals against average, so not a great start for Patrick, in an .873 goals save percentage. So with all that, Kasper and Smith at center ice at the Forum. I always coach the home team, and away we go. It is Smith wins the faceoff. Montreal clears, and it's an ice. So already another line on for the Bruins. It's O'Dwyer, Bill O'Dwyer, Bob Sweeney in a Blues uniform there, and Lyndon Byers, who looks like he's going to rip your head off. Same players for the Habs. O'Dwyer and Smith. O'Dwyer wins it in Montreal zone. Bourque to O'Dwyer, and Chelios knocks him off, and Montreal will skate it out the other way. Chelios to Naslund, crosses in. Smith takes a hit from Byers, penalty coming up. Pass to Richer, shoots one high. Doug Keens with the save. There's a rebound. Bobby Smith has it. Claude Lemieux is the extra skater. Shoots it high. And Bourque gets a piece of it, and Byers will find the box for 2 minutes for charging in minute 6 of the first period. So, Brian Skrudland is the center on this power play, with Mats Naslund, who you've seen, an altar boy with a 10 sportsmanship, and Chris Nyland, who definitely is not an altar boy. If his sportsmanship is a 2, I hate to see what the game has for a 1. Chelios and Trader on the defense. Kenny Linsman, who is good with the face-offs and is an excellent penalty killer. And Rick Middleton will be the forwards trying to kill this for Boston. Alan Peterson and Michael Telvin start off on defense with Bourque on the bench. And Linsman wins the face-off, and they clear. The Bruins are offside. So Smith and Kasper now. Stevie Kasper's first time on the ice tonight. Back is Bourque. That is just the world's worst picture. Reed Larson is the other penalty killer. And Bill O'Dwyer. Richer, Bobby Smith, and Claude Lemieux. No, I don't want to change that. So the face-off in front of the Montreal zone. Boston wins it until who's got it? Bobby Smith will skate it back out. Minute 33 in the power play for Montreal. Lemieux to Smith. Has Lemieux open inside, but Bork knocks him off and Boston will clear it. Back come the Habs. 56 seconds to go. Trader to Chelios. To Lemieux through center. To Trader. Going to shoot from the outside. Richer in front. Keens makes the stop, and that's the first shot on the power play. 29 seconds to go on the charging to Lyndon Byers. Middleton and Linsman for the Bruins. Talbot and Peterson on defense. Skrudland, Naslund, and Nyland with Svoboda and Ludwig. On the blue line for Montreal. Skrudland wins the faceoff to Svoboda. Outside shot. Keens makes the stop. And Boston will try to clear this out. 18 seconds to go. They do clear. Power play is over. Here's Ludwig. Svoboda. Shot hotter on the boards to Naslund. Over to Skrudland. Skrudland will try to penetrate on whoever it was. And he does. He gets the shot off, and he scores. It was Telvin who he could penetrate on. He got past him and put it past the glove of one diving Doug Keens, and that's Skrudland's 4th of the year from Naslund and Ludwig. Naslund's 8th assist and Ludwig's 3rd, and with 16:27 or 3:33 gone in the first period, it's 1-0 Montreal. So the line of Carbonneau, McPhee, and Nyland, that's the third line. McPhee, Carbonneau, and of course you've seen Chris Nyland, with Mike Lawler and Craig Ludwig. O'Dwyer, Bob Sweeney, and like I said, Lyndon Byers, yeah, I'm going to get you. With Reed Larson and the good young defender Glenn Wesley for the Bruins. And the face-off is won by O'Dwyer. They dump it in the zone. Byers to O'Dwyer. Back to Wesley. Power play coming up for the Bruins. Wesley shoots. Waugh makes his first stop. And it's Lawler, 2 minutes for dancing on Halloween. Or holy. So it's Carbonneau at Skrudland with Rick Green. And Svoboda for the Habs. Sweeney, Cam Neely, and Jeff Courtnall for the Bruins with Larson and Bork on the blue line. And Sweeney wins the faceoff. Courtnall back to Neely to Bork. Sends a wrister. Waugh saving a rebound. Loose puck. Courtnall has it behind the net. Gets it out. Pass back to Courtnall. Svoboda with a block. Neely looks to pass it. Green makes the hit. Carbonneau. Montreal in a short-handed rush. It's Skrudland, Carbonneau, and Svoboda against Bork and Larson. Svoboda, Skrudland, short-handed bid against Keens, misses wide. Back come the Bruins. 1:29 on the power play to Lawler, or from the Lawler penalty. Crowder to Linsman to Telvin, whose bad defense allowed the first goal. Gets off the shot from the blue line. Crowder deflects it, but deflects it wide. Montreal. Green tries to clear. Corson lost it. Telvin in the zone. Telvin hit by Corson. Montreal again tries to clear. They do. So Boston will skate it out. Courtnall with 42 seconds left in the man advantage. Sweeney to Courtnall. He'll shoot. Waugh saving a rebound with a stick. Rebound is controlled by Neely. Wrap around from Cam. He can't get that one past Waugh. He knocks it down. Still loose. Bork with it. Bork can't pass it. Lawler is back on the ice and the power play's over. Shots even at 4. Ludwig will start this charge. Even strength. Lawler to Smith from Naslund. Smith will try the wraparound from behind the net. And Keene saw it all the way around, and he got a glove on him. Dumps it off to Middleton, to Peterson, to Marquardt. Marquardt to Peterson. Slapper. Wide over everything. Montreal has it. Ludwig. Change coming. Lemieux. Hit by Miller. Boston has it. At center, it's Keith Crowder. to Burridge, to Simonetti, back to Linsman, to Bork. Skrudland knocked him off, and he hit him too hard. Extra skater on. Here's Bork with a slapper. Another power play coming for the Bruins. Svoboda gets a piece of it, and Skrudland will get 2 minutes from checking from behind. He tried to face Bork, but it really wasn't that close. That's the legitimate penalty, and so that comes at 7:30 of the first period. So the shots are 5-4 in favor of Montreal. Carbonneau and Sweeney with a face-off. Ryan Walter, who you've not seen, at least pictured, is there with Carbonneau, with Lawler and Trader. Neely, Courtnall, and Sweeney for the Bruins, with Larson and Ray Bort at the point. And Sweeney wins the face-off. Over to Courtnall, to Bork, with Lawler in front. Lawler blocks that bad shot from Bork. Courtnall to Bork, to Neely, who's going to wrap it around Waugh. Nope, Waugh gets the glove out. Neely and Waugh exchange Halloween greetings, and we have a face-off again. 1:47 in the penalty, remaining in the penalty. Carbonneau and Walter against O'Dwyer, Middleton, and Lyndon Byers. Trader and Lawler defensively for Montreal. Larson and Bork remain out there for Boston. And Carbonneau wins the face-off, and Montreal will clear it. So back comes Byers. Minute 38. Middleton through center and is offside. So again, Carbonneau and Walter. This time against Courtnall, Sweeney, and Neely, with Sweeney on the face-off. Ludwig and Chelios now on defense. Telvin and Simonetti for the Bruins. A minute 22. Carbonneau wins the face-off, and Montreal clears. So it'll be Randy Burridge with a minute 13 to start this charge. To dump it in for Crowder. Simonetti, Linsman. Low shot. Butterfly for Waugh, and he'll hang on. So it'll be Sweeney and Carbonneau on his face-off. 53 seconds on the 5-on-4. 11:23 to go in the period. Sweeney and Carbonneau on the face-off. Sweeney wins it. Neely to Courtnall, to Bork. Walter with a hit. Montreal will clear. And they do. It'll be Linsman. 25 seconds to go on the power play. Simonetti. The center. Montreal kills the penalty. Lemieux skates it in. Chelios to Lemieux. And Lemieux coughs it up. So Boston with Miller, Marquardt, and Middleton against Corson, Skrudland, and Lemieux. Puck is moved out to center. Ludwig has it. Ludwig will skate it in to Skrudland, to Lemieux, with Miller in the way. Miller gets a block of it. Puck bounces to center. Montreal has it. Bobby Smith, first line in at center. Again, Montreal skates it in. Naslund to Green. Peterson with a hit. Lemieux is on as the extra attacker. Green. He couldn't do this on back-to-back games, could he? No. Keane saw it all the way and got the leg squeeze. Peterson with a roughing call at 11:55 or 10:55 of the first period. I know the period's right. Was it 10 or 11? 10:55 of the first period. So Skrudland with Naslund and Nyland, with Casper and O'Dwyer for the Bruins, Larson and Wesley, and Green and Lawler on the point for Montreal, at least to start. Face off in front of Keynes. Goes to Skrudland. Oh, he is in control. No one open, so they'll set it up again. They take their time. Lawler has Nyland open inside. Point blank range, and Keynes gets a trapper on it. Nyland and Keynes exchange Halloween greetings, and it'll be Richer, Smith, and Lemieux with Svoboda and Ludwig. Casper and O'Dwyer, along with Bork and Larson on the kill. Bork's already played 5 minutes of this first period. A minute 34 left on the charge by Peterson. Smith wins the faceoff. Has control. Has Lemieux open in the slot. Lemieux shoots. Keynes stands up to that one. Rebound O'Dwyer has it. Boston clears it out all the way the other end, and Richer will bring it up with a minute 3. Boston changes. Smith to Ludwig. Ludwig can't handle it. Boston will try to skate it out, and they do. All the way down to Chelios. 34 seconds left in the power play. Everyone changes. Skrudland dumps it in for Nyland. Naslund to Trader. Has to shoot. Simonetti in the way. Simonetti with a block. Skrudland has it. A wraparound. 7 seconds on the power play. Skrudland already has one, but Keynes gets a piece of that one and plays it to Wesley, and the power play is over. So Peterson's back on the ice. Shots now 9-6 in favor of Montreal. 7:05 left in the opening period. First line out for Montreal. Richer behind their own net. They'll change it again. Green to Carbonneau. Carbonneau tees one up and misses everything to the right. Boston has it. Here come the Bruins. 6:28 to go. Both teams change. Casper to Neely over the line to Telvin to Courtnall. Back to Casper. He shoots and Waugh saves. He dumps it off for Lawler. Carbonneau in the zone to Chelios. Courtnall knocks him off, but he knocked him off too hard. So another power play coming up for Montreal. It's 1-0 with 5:54 to go. And enjoy every broadcast on Retro Sports Network with a nice cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee, even though they forgot the Splenda in mine today. Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Cordic, Carbonneau, and McPhee from Montreal to start this power play. I put Green and Lawler out there because Chelios is tired. Linsman and Middleton out there to kill for the Bruins with Talbot and Peterson. 2 minutes for Courtnall on that rough hit. Carbonneau wins the faceoff. Over to McPhee. He's got a couple people open. Oh, you know what? What a dummy I was. He had a wraparound, too. He chose to pass to Carbonneau in the slot, and that is save and held. The New England inmate came out there. Carbonneau, Cordic, and McPhee, with same deal before. Chelios and Trader are now out there. Linsman and Carbonneau. Linsman wins the faceoff to Middleton into the Montreal zone, but Cordic makes the hit, and back come the Habs. Here's Chelios to McPhee. McPhee lines Carbonneau open. In the slot, Keynes with a save and a rebound. Loose puck is controlled by Chelios. He'll fire it on the net. And that's a save and a rebound. Rebound goes to Cordic. But he can't he can't shoot, so they'll pass it around to Carbonneau. Carbonneau with a minute 11 doesn't have anybody open. To McPhee. McPhee will try to penetrate on Telvin. He does get past. Well, he's brought up to the side. He's going to get a shot off low. Keene with a save and a rebound. Nobody has it. Peterson dumps it off, but only as far as Carbonneau. A minute to go in the power play. Montreal passes. Carbonneau will skate past Peterson. Gets another shot, and Keynes gets it. Rebound. McPhee, who has to set it up. 49 seconds to go. This time it's Trader. From the blue line. Another stop by Keynes. Rebound in front. And is won by Peterson. Boston skates it out all the way down. 24 seconds. 6 shots from Montreal on this power play. And none really close to making it in the net. Courtnall, 24 seconds left on his penalty. Lemieux to Richer to Smith. Back to Ludwig. Hopes for the rebound. Misses everything right. Courtnall's back on the ice. The power play is over. 15-7 the shots in favor of Montreal. Casper to O'Dwyer. Back to Casper. Larson to Casper. Long range shot with Courtnall in front. Waugh makes the save. And we have ourselves a TV timeout with 3:25 to go in the first. It's still Montreal 1, Boston nothing. So a breather for everybody. Skrudland, Corson, and Lemieux with Green and Chelios. Linsman, Burridge, and Crowder for Boston, with Bork and Simonetti on the blue line. Linsman wants this one. Skrudland's good with the face-off. Linsman wins it to Bork. With a wrister, Waugh saw that all the way. It'll be Casper and Skrudland this time. Neely and Courtnall with Casper. Corson and Lemieux with Skrudland. And Casper wins the faceoff. Over to Simonetti, to Neely. Neely tries to make a play. Chelios with a check. Boston didn't like that. Back come the Habs. Skrudland to Green to Lemieux. Corson flops that one on the net. Keane saw it all the way. We'll get a faceoff. And Courtnall and Lemieux go at it. Not a surprise there. They were John. And Lemieux said something about his mother giving Smarties, and Courtnall said, well, I'll give you one. And although the fight was a draw, Courtnall gets a 10-minute misconduct. Lemieux, it's what you'd expect from both players. So on Halloween, you wanted to fight, you got one. So it's 5 apiece for fighting, and Courtnall, because he took exception to Lemieux's gestures, gets 10 minutes for the misconduct. It must have been something was said about poutine. So this will go into the second period. 2:19 to go in this period. 1-0 Montreal. Shots are 16-9. Skrudland and Linsman. And Skrudland hopes to draw this one back. Linsman wins the faceoff over to Crowder. They're battling. Crowder gets the zone to Linsman to Larson, who is hit by Skrudland. Back comes Montreal. Smith to Richer, and Crowder and Richer get into it. Well, it wouldn't be a holiday without Montreal and Boston sharing how much they love each other. O'Dwyer and Skrudland on this face-off. Corson and Walter are with Skrudland. Byers and Sweeney are with O'Dwyer. Bork and Simonetti, Green and Chelios are your defenders. Skrudland wins the face-off. To Walter, to Skrudland, back to Corson. No one open. Now to Green. With a slapper with Walter in front. Keynes knocks that one away. And it'll be loose for Simonetti, and Walter. Simonetti has it. Back come the Bruins. 1:20 in the minors. 3:34 in the majors. And 53 seconds in the period. Boston moves it up. Byers. Offside. So Casper and Walter on the face-off. 38 seconds on the clock. How can we have a game and not have that angelic picture of Bob Gainey from 1970 whatever? Isn't that just the most... If that doesn't scream 70s Francophone photography, I don't know what does. I don't know if I've shown you John Cordick, but now I have. So Cordick, Walter, and Gainey, Svoboda and Trader for the Montreal. Casper, Neely, and Byers for the Bruins. Peterson and Talbot on defense. Face off in front of the Montreal zone, won by Casper to Byers, who gets in to Casper. Back to Byers with a wrister. Neely tries to deflect. He deflects it wide. Montreal, Svoboda. 17 seconds to go. Cordick to Gainey with 6 seconds, and that's the end of the period. Well, the shots were heavily in favor of Montreal, but the scoreboard only has a 1 on it after 1. It's 1-0 Habs. And so the one goal was that Skrudland little wraparounder from Naslund and Ludwig at 3:33. Penalties? Oh yeah, we got some. There have been 5 power plays in this game already and no goals on them. But we've had, we've had Courtnall and Lemieux get into a fight. Crowder and Richer with some glove bumping. Peterson for roughing. Courtnall for rough. Oh, Courtnall's had 17 penalty minutes. It's kind of like McSorley in the other game. You can't help your team when you're always in the box. And Marty had 19 penalty minutes. The totals, 17-9. We said the shots in favor of Montreal. Boston 12-8 on the face-off. Montreal's had more hits. And we've had 34 penalty minutes already. So Smith, Naslund, and McPhee on the face-off because Richer is still serving the penalty. 27 seconds on the minors and 2:41 on the matching majors. Nealon, Casper, and Marquardt for the Bruins with Simonetti and Bork. Green and Chelios on defense for Montreal, and Casper wins the face-off. They dump it in. Neely to Simonetti. With a wrister, that misses everything. Naslund gets hit, no call. Oh! The forms show their displeasure. McPhee to Smith to Chelios, and Simonetti gets 2 minutes for an unsportsmanlike conduct, and McPhee gets 2 minutes for roughing. So it'll be Corson, Skrudland, and Naslund on this face-off with O'Dwyer, Byers, and Sweeney. So 2:04 left on the fighting majors to Courtnall and Lemieux, and Simonetti and McPhee have 2 minutes now apiece. You got to have a feeling we're going to have a Donnybrook of some magnitude at some point. So Skrudland and O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer wins the face-off. Byers in his own zone, or into the Montreal zone. With O'Dwyer in front, Waugh saw that all the way. To Chelios behind the net. You hit the button, Ron. Chelios in the Bruin zone. To Naslund. Past Keens, past everybody. In fact, it goes over the glass as a souvenir. So, a minute 23 in the minors, a minute 27 in the majors. Smith, Naslund, and Richer out against Linsman, Crowder, and Burridge. Wesley and Larson on defense for Boston. Svoboda and Trader for Montreal. And Bobby Smith and Linsman. Linsman wins it. They dump it in. Crowder to Linsman to Larson with a wrister. Larson shoots. Wasp with a save. Got a paddle on it. Montreal. Richer. Gainey to Walter after the change. Wesley takes Walter. Richer back on as a skater. Walter. Fires from outside. Rebound is by Walter to Richer to Svoboda. Gonna try to find Richer outside. Richer shoots. It is blocked by Larson, and here comes the penalty. It's Wesley, and there's more shoving after the whistle. I'm not sure how many more. It's kind of like the old scoreboards at the Garden in the Forum. How much more room do you have for penalties? So Wesley now has 2 minutes. That's the power play. 28 seconds left on the majors to Courtnall and Lemieux, and 24 seconds left on the, hopefully it said seconds on the Courtnall and Lemieux, and 24 seconds left on the minors to Simonetti and McPhee. So it's Smith, Richer, and Corson out for this power play, with Svoboda and Ludwig, Casper and O'Dwyer for the Bruins, with Telvin and Peterson. And Smith and Casper. Smith wins the face-off to Ludwig. Back to Smith to Svoboda. From the blue line. That misses everything. Corson has it. Has Richer open in the slot. Richer. Keen's got a piece of it, and he'll hold on. And so the minors are done. A minute 36 on the power play. Courtnall and Lemieux were 4 seconds away from stepping back on the ice. Smith, Richer, and McPhee against Casper and O'Dwyer. Chelios and Trader on the point for Montreal. Boston clears it. Here comes Trader the other way. A minute 32 in the penalty. Left to Wesley. Smith from Trader. Misses. Smith. Wraparound attempt. And Keene saw that one all the way. Rebound, controlled by Boston. Middleton to Simonetti to Linsman over the line, but McPhee with the check. Back comes Svoboda. 56 seconds left in the penalty to Wesley. Nyland to Ludwig. One-timer from Ludwig is a save by Keens and a hold. Oh, that's right. Courtnall can't come out because he's serving the 10-minute misconduct. 8:59 left in his misconduct. 35 seconds left in the power play. Skrudland and Sweeney here on the face-off. Naslund and Nyland with Skrudland, Chelios and Trader on defense. Bork and Telvin join Sweeney and Burridge to kill this one off. 3 shots for the Habs on this power play, 21 overall. Keens is still on his head. Skrudland wins it to Naslund. To Chelios. Defended by Bork. Chelios winds. Bork blocks it to Naslund. We'll try the wraparound. Naslund can't get that one past Keens. Loose puck. Rebound Trader. Trader with 22 seconds left. One times it, but only to Randy Burridge. Burridge and Boston clear it. Montreal with one last rush. 17 seconds left. Habs to Skrudland. Dumps it for Nyland. To Naslund. To Trader. Power play's over. Trader with Bork in front. Shoots. Goes all the way to Keens, who makes the save. Telvin. They dump it into Wesley, to Burridge, Larson, Crowder. Can't get anything going. Chelios brings it back the other way. Walter in the zone. Shoots. Keens with a stop. Boston. Linsman. Boston really needs to find some offense. 24-11, the shots in favor of Montreal. Linsman. They change. Simonetti. O'Dwyer to Bork. Back to Sweeney. Sweeney shoots through traffic. That misses wide. Bork to Simonetti. Back to Byers. Byers with a shot. Waugh with a save. Face-off will be in front of Waugh. 7-13 on the Courtnall misconduct. Skrudland, Lemieux, and Corson for the Habs. Linsman, Burridge, and Cranner for the Bruins. Telvin and Peterson on defense. Chelios and Green for Montreal. Linsman and Skrudland. Skrudland wins the face-off. He'll dump it in. Lemieux to Green. Back to Corson. Lemieux in the slot? Yes. But Peterson's right there and blocks the shot. Boston has it. That's Telvin. To Miller. In the zone to Marquardt. To Middleton. One-timer from Middleton. That hit the post. Lawler clears it. That had beat Waugh, but did not beat the post. Marquardt to Telvin. A slapper. Waugh got that one all the way, and he'll hold on. With 13:34 to go in the second period, Montreal 1, Boston nothing. It's Hockey Night on YouTube, brought to you by Retro Sports Network. Naslund, Smith, and Riche on the face-off. Green and Chelios on defense. O'Dwyer, who hopes to win this in his zone, with Sweeney and Byers. Simonetti and Bork. And the face-off is won by Smith. Montreal chips it out to Smith. To Naslund. Back to Green. Going to shoot with Bork in front. And he gets that one on net. Keens got a glove. Keens gets a glove on it. Or got a glove on it. And will be save and hold. So Skrudland and Linsman now. Skrudland hopes to win this. Linsman wins it to Burridge. To Larson. To Crowder. Keith Crowder. Save in a hole by Patrick Waugh. So Smith and O'Dwyer again in the Montreal zone. Naslund and Riche with Smith. Byers and Sweeney with O'Dwyer. Nope. Sweeney now on the face-off. And won by Smith. They take it over the line to Naslund. Back to Riche. Aiming high over Sweeney. Keens makes the stop. Rebound controlled by Ray Bork. To Sweeney. To Byers. O'Dwyer. And Waugh makes that one all the way. That's a great save by St. Patrick. And he'll hold on. 12:09 to go in the second. Skrudland and O'Dwyer on the face-offs. In front of Waugh. And O'Dwyer wins it to Larson. Back to O'Dwyer. He and Skrudland with a steal. Montreal clears it, but only the center. Randy Burridge intercepts. Linsman to Burridge. Over the line. Burridge has some momentum, but Waugh makes the stop. Loose puck is Burridge and Trader fighting for it. Trader has it, and Montreal will start the other way. 3:39 in the Misconduct to Courtnall. 11:02 to go in the second period. Chelios loses it at center. Here comes Burridge to Crowder over to Simonetti. Simonetti mishandles it. Green behind the net to Ludwig. Montreal only can clear it to Byers at center. To Casper, to Neely. Peterson on a one-timer that was spots off the stick. And so with 9:49 to go in the second period, it's still Montreal 1, Boston nothing. Skrudland and Linsman with Corson and Lemieux. With Skrudland, Crowder, and Burridge with Linsman. Shots now 26-17 in favor of the Habs. And Skrudland wins the faceoff. He's over and now the line to Lemieux. Back to Svoboda. Has Lemieux in the slot with Skrudland in front. Big goal chance. Lemieux. No! Keynes with a huge save. With two skaters in white bearing down on him, Doug Keynes makes the stop. This is a game that seems to me that Montreal's had their chances. I mean, my goodness, they've outshot the Bruins 27-17. That missed opportunities could come back to haunt them. Boston is in desperate need of a win. I mean, my goodness, they're 2-6-1. They really need the 2 points. And what better way for them to do it than doing it right here in Montreal? Smith, Naslund, and Richer with the face-off in front of Keynes. Neely, Casper, and Middleton for Boston. Casper and Smith. Smith wins it to Naslund. Looks for Chelios outside, but Wesley makes the hit and Boston will have it. Back come the Bruins. Casper into the zone to Bork with Casper in front. Shot misses wide. Montreal. Lawler. To Smith in the Boston zone to Lawler. Middleton's there to block. Nope. Keane saw it all the way and we'll have a face-off. Skrudland and O'Dwyer on the face-off. And it's won by O'Dwyer to Sweeney. To Byers to the zone. O'Dwyer. O'Dwyer has it. O'Dwyer is hit by Green. Boston just can't get any open passes there. And Montreal's making hits. Here's Kordic the other way. And Linsman and Kordic exchange Halloween costume ideas. And they'll have 2 minutes to talk about it in the box at 13:50 of the second period. Miller and Smith. Scoreless period. 1-0 Montreal overall. Face-off in the Bruins zone. Middleton and Marquardt are with Miller. Naslund and Richer with Smith. And the face-off is won by Smith. Smith has it. No one open. Trader. Miller with a big hit. Here comes Boston. Miller in the zone. And we got a fight. Marquardt and Trader. And now Keynes and War going at it. Oh my goodness. The goalies are going at it. A left. A left. Another left. Marquardt knocked down Trader. And Keynes and War are separated. And this place is buzzing like you wouldn't believe. But, ooh. Marquardt gets 5. Trader gets 5 in a misconduct. He's gone. So Montreal will finish this game with only 5 defenders. Keynes and War get 5 minutes. Middleton and Richer will serve the penalties. So, I told you we'd get a Donnybrook, and by God, we did. So Skrudland and Casper. Skrudland's out with Corson and Lemieux. Crowder and Burridge with Casper. In the Montreal zone, Casper wins the faceoff to Bork. Lemieux nails him. Back comes Montreal. Skrudland dumps it in for Chelios. With Lemieux in front, Chelios shoots. Keynes gets a piece of that wide. No, Lemieux redirected it. It was no shot. Pardon me. Boston skates it out. Larson to Sweeney. Dumps it in. Back to Larson. And Nyland makes the hit on Larson. Montreal has it. It's Nyland. 5 to go in the second to Carbonneau. From Nyland to McPhee at the point. Carbonneau in front. McPhee fires. Save and a rebound. Loose puck is hit, corralled by Green. Green slaps one. that Keens will handle. And we got a TV timeout. 4:28 to go in the second period. It is Montreal 1, Boston nothing. So Skrudland with Corson and Lemieux, with Linsman, Burridge, and Crowder the other way. Simonetti and Bork for the Bruins. Green and Chelios for the Habs. 3:07 left in the fight, Majors. So Linsman's back. And the faceoff is won by Skrudland to Corson. Corson. No one open. Corson. Green gets tripped and Montreal is quite upset. Corson. For Chelios outside. No Linsman with a steal to Burridge. Crowder. Bork to Linsman with a slapper. And Waugh makes the stop. 3:32 in the period. 2:11 in the fighters. Majors. O'Dwyer and Carbonneau are on the ice for the faceoff. Sweeney and Byers with O'Dwyer. Nyland and McPhee with Carbonneau. Svoboda and Lawler the defenders. Wesley and Larson for the Bruins. In the Montreal zone, Carbonneau wins it. They dump it out, but that's an icing call. And we'll do it again. This time it's Linsman against Carbonneau. Crowder and Burridge with Linsman. McPhee and Nyland with Carbonneau. Helps if I hit the right button. Linsman wins the face-off in the zone to Burridge, to Linsman. Crowder with a slapper. Waugh saw that all the way, and we'll get ourselves another face-off. This time it's O'Dwyer and Skrudland in front of Waugh. And the face-off is won by O'Dwyer to Sweeney. Back to Byers. Bork with Skrudland defending. That gets past everybody. And Montreal will skate it back. 30-19 the shots in favor of Montreal. Rick Green to Lemieux. Corson to Skrudland. Chelios with a heavy slapper that Sweeney takes a piece of. Boston has it. Simonetti. Behind the net, Courtnall to Miller. And another fight. And you knew that Nyland and Miller were going to get at it at some point. And so Nyland and Miller go at it. And Nyland knocks him down to the ice. And so it's 5 minutes apiece. With 1:54 to go here in the second. So the penalties come at 18:06. So there's 33 seconds left in the majors to Marquardt and Trader. Well, Trader's day is done. You got a game misconduct for that. And Nyland and Miller are now in the box. And don't forget, there's 33 seconds left in the fighting majors to Keens and Waugh. Yep, this is 80s hockey. Smith and Linsman. With Naslund and Riche with Smith, Crowder and Burridge with Linsman. Linsman wins the faceoff to Crowder, to Linsman, to Wesley. Glenn Wesley shoots, and Waugh got a piece of that. So 15 seconds in the first set of majors. Dwyer and Smith in front of Waugh. Smith wins the faceoff. Montreal dumps it out. O'Dwyer will bring it back into Byers, to Bork, to Sweeney. Sweeney with Riche in front shoots. Byers tips it wide. Montreal has it. Here comes Smith. A minute to go in the period. Boston clears it down to center. Here's Claude Lemieux. Montreal tries to start something inside. Lemieux and Peterson and Skrudland get into it. Skrudland wasn't looking for a fight. Peterson just put the glove in, and Skrudland started punching back. And so with 8 seconds left, another fight. So 3:13 in the majors to Miller and Nyland. Peterson gets a 10-minute misconduct for just sucker punching Brian Skrudland. And they'll both get 5 for fighting. At 19:52 of the second period. So last chance here in the second. Walter and O'Dwyer on the faceoff. And Sweeney will take the faceoff instead. He wins it, and we've played 2. The shots were 13-11 in favor of Montreal, but we had 18,000 fights. After two, it's 1-0 Habs. So we've now had 104 penalty minutes in this game. 104. There was no scoring in the second period. Penalties? You want penalties? You can't handle all the penalties. Okay, yes you can. Simonetti and McPhee were the first one at 37 seconds. Then Wesley got called for the charge at 2:13. Then came fight night. Linsman and Kordic, 2 minutes for roughing at 12:50. Marquardt and Trader, the first one. Trader got a game for that at 13:39. Then Keynes and Waugh in the first goalie fight. If you remember, Waugh got into an exhibition game against the Flyers and Ronnie Hextall. And then Miller and Nyland at 18:06. And then Peterson and Strulin at 19:53. So we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 fights in the second period. And so 5 fights overall. We still have 20 minutes left. Team totals, well, we said 13-11 shots for Montreal here in the second, 30-20 now in the game. But the Bruins have won the faceoffs, 24-19. And as I said, their teams are combined 0 for 6 on the power play. And you want penalty minutes? Look, Peterson and Courtnall have 17 minutes and penalties apiece. Trader has 15. He can't get any more. He's done. Smith and Casper. It'll be Casper, Neely, and Courtnall, who's finally off the ice. Courtnall can get more penalty minutes. Naslund and Richer and Smith. First line's out for everybody. 1-0 Montreal. You ready? Buckle up. Here we go. Oop. Here we go. Smith wins it. Montreal. Neely hits Smith. Boston has it. Here comes Bork the other way. Bork hit by Naslund. Montreal skates it back. Richer. They'll chase it down. Number chase. Richer to Smith. Bobby Smith fires with Richer in front. Keane saw that one all the way and makes the save. Simonetti starts this drive for the Bruins. Casper to Neely. Neely has it. Bobby Smith with a steal. Line changes as we skate up towards the Boston zone. Carbonneau. Ludwig, high shot, speared by Keynes. And we have a face-off. 18-21 to go in regulation time. 1:27 left in the Miller-Nyland brouhaha, and 3:14 left in the Skrudland-Peterson fight. McPhee is out there at center with Corson and Lemieux. McPhee will take the face-off against Linsman with Marquardt and Middleton. Wesley and Larson on defense for the Bruins. Svoboda and Lawler for the Habs. And the puck is dropped. Linsman wins it. Over the line. Linsman to Marquardt to Middleton. And Corson knocks Middleton off the puck. Montreal dumps it out. Corson to McPhee in the zone. Lemieux is open, but Larson hits McPhee, and back come the Bruins. Middleton to Marquardt. Chelios with a check. Montreal has it at center. Chelios skates it in to Kordic. To Gainey. Back to Chelios. Marquardt hits Chelios. Boston has it. 16:44 regulation. 1:37 in the last fight. Sweeney to Bort to Byers. Delayed penalty. Power play coming up for the Bruins. Byers shoots. That misses everything. And Kordic gets called for holding. With 16:29 left, 3:31 in the period is the time of the call. Jean Perron didn't like that call, but there have been worse. So 1:22 left in the Peterson-Skrudland major, and the Bruins have a power play. They trail 1-0 on the Kordic hold. Sweeney with Neely and Courtnall, and again, no Bork to start the power play. It's Telvin and Simonetti. Montreal will clear. Carbonneau wins it. Montreal does clear. Back come the Bruins. Courtnall. Courtnall to Sweeney. to Neely. Back to Telvin. Too many passes. Just too many passes. They can't get anything going. Nyland with a check. Chelios skates it down off the ice. Montreal will clear. Here's Larson with it. 1:25 in the quarter penalty. Bork to Courtnall. Courtnall lets that one rip. Wah, saving a rebound. Loose puck. Svoboda gets it out, but only as far as Neely. He's hit by Green. Svoboda hopes to clear. No, Neely knocks him down. Bork in the zone. Hit by Bobby Smith. Montreal tries to clear it. They do. 21 seconds to go in the power play. The Bruins have one shot on it. Sweeney, 14:50 to go in the game. Neely to Courtnall. Back to Bork to Neely. The power play's over. Courtnall with Sweeney in front. Wah saw that one all the way. So the Montreal defense just keeps the Bruins off kilter enough that they can't get any shot chances. Too much passing. Lindsman and Carbonneau on the face-off. McPhee and Nyland are with Carbonneau. Crowder and Burridge with Lindsman. And the face-off is won by Lindsman in the zone to Burridge. Burridge is hit by Lawler. Back comes Montreal. McPhee to Nyland. Wesley knocks off Nyland. Boston at center. Lindsman to Burridge. Crowder. Simonetti. Skrudland takes it on a rush. It's Skrudland and Lemieux against Simonetti. Skrudland with the breakaway shot, saving a rebound. Simonetti sweeps it away only to Ludwig. Ludwig from the blue line all the way to Keynes, and we have a TV timeout with 13 minutes to play in regulation time. It's still 1-0 Montreal. Smith and Casper, on the face-off. With Naslund and Riche with Smith, Neely and Courtnall with Casper, Bork and Simonetti. Let's see if Courtnall can be a good boy the last 13 minutes. Smith will draw this one back to Casper. But Casper wins it to Neely. They dump it down in. Casper to Neely. Neely shoots. Wah saves. Green over at Chelios. Behind the net, Smith to Chelios. He misplays it. Boston has it at center. Courtnall in the zone to Simonetti. Back to Courtnall. But Bork loses an edge and Montreal skates it out. Line changes all the way. Icing waved off. Larson to Wesley from Larson. Courtnall gets a wraparound chance on Wah, who makes an easy save. 11:22 to go in regulation. Peterson, 6 minutes left on his misconduct. McPhee, Carbonneau, and Nyland with Byers, who has been a good little Bruin. Only 2 penalty minutes. O'Dwyer and Sweeney. 1-0 Montreal. Carbonneau wins the faceoff. Into the zone to McPhee. Back to Carbonneau. Nyland, who's open. He shoots, and Keynes with a huge stop. Gets the legs closed and gives it to Bork. Boston to Sweeney. To Wesley. O'Dwyer to Telvin. Carbonneau steals it again. Too many passes. Back come the Habs. Montreal dumps it in for Carbonneau. McPhee to Chelios. He'll shoot. Telvin with a good blot. Bruins. Telvin. 10:06 to go. Lindsman. Crowder to Lindsman to Larson at the point. Burridge is a screen. Wah sees that all the way. And that's his 25th stop of the night. Shots 35-25 in favor of Montreal. 9:48 to go. Skrudland and Lindsman on the faceoff. Corson will take it instead, says Skrudland, and he wins it. Skrudland to Chelios to Corson. Desperation pass to Chelios, who shoots, and Keene will make the save. It goes loose in front. Boston cleans out the rebound. Here's Burridge. 9:20 to go. Lindsman in the zone to Crowder. To Larson. With Crowder as a screen. The shot. Wah makes the stop. Back to center. Here's John Miller. Miller to Middleton in the zone to Marquardt. Marquardt. Good chance. Wah. Great save. So Carbonneau and O'Dwyer for the face-off. And it's won by O'Dwyer in the Montreal zone. Back from Byers. Svoboda hopes to block the shot. He does. Montreal has it. Carbonneau starts this rush to Nyland. McPhee dumps it in. Nyland. Carbonneau to Lawler. With Wesley in front. Wesley gets a piece of that shot. Back comes Boston. With Wesley. Marquardt. Middleton in the zone. Chelios with a hit. Kordic. It's a rush. Kordic, Walter, and Gainey against Bork and Simonetti. Here it comes. Gainey to Walter. Finds an open Kordic, but Keene stands tall in the net and makes the save. 7:21 to play in the third period. It's still Montreal 1, Boston nothing. So Skrudland, Corson, and Lemieux with Green and Chelios on defense. Casper with Courtnall and Neely on his wings. Wesley and Talbot. Wesley's played a great game. Skrudland and Casper, and the face-off is won by Skrudland to Green. Lemieux to Chelios, back to Corson. No one there to get a good shot. It is with Skrudland. Looks for Corson in the middle. Wesley, however, makes the hit, and back come the Bruins. 6:49 to go. Courtnall to Casper. Neely. Wrists one. Saved by Y and deflected out of play. 6:22 to go. O'Dwyer and Carbonneau. And the faceoff is won by Carbonneau to Lawler, but Byers makes the hit at center. Here come the Bruins. Sweeney dumps it in, and they give it up. Svoboda to Lemieux. Ludwig. Boston takes it. Back to Bork the other way to Burridge. Burridge with a drive that Wass stops. Rebound is controlled by Montreal. Here's Corson. 5:15 to go. Chelios. Telvin with a check. Boston being a lot more physical now in a smart way. Burridge dumps it in. Montreal. Ryan Walter slaps it in. Gainey to Walter. Back to Green. Hopes for a rebound. Gainey's right there. Keynes with the glove save. And Crowder is being helped from the ice. He nailed his toe against something, and he's done. That's not good for the Bruins. He's done. 4:10 to go. Peterson's back. It'll be Smith and Linsman in the Boston zone with Naslund and Richer with Smith. Linsman wins the faceoff. They move it across to Neely. Neely is knocked down by Green. Back comes Montreal. Richer will shoot. And misses everything. Weak shot wide of the net. Here come the Bruins. 3:23 to go. Boston. Linsman to Neely. Back to Bork. Bork loses an edge. Montreal try to get it out. They do. Courtnall knocks down Svoboda. Boston and Burridge have it at center. 2:33 to go in regulation. Linsman can't make the pass. Boston doesn't like that hit by Lemieux. No one in Montreal cares. Corson to Lemieux in the zone. To Skrudland. Back to Corson. Lemieux. He shoots and scores. Keynes loses it short side left. And it's 2-0 Montreal on Lemieux 6th of the year from Corson and Skrudland. So Boston now has a huge hole to climb. They're down 2 goals and have 1:44 left. Corson, Skrudland, and Lemieux with Green and Chelios. Boston called timeout. Sweeney, Linsman, and Burridge, Simonetti, and Bork for the Bruins. We'll see how long before they yank Keynes. Simonetti speeds it up. Keynes is gone. Neely's the extra skater. Bork to Sweeney. Chelios in the way, makes the block. 1:21 to go. Montreal clears it, but only to the line. Bork. Burridge has it to Sweeney. Good angle. Wow with the stop. 30th save. Leaves it for Chelios. Montreal with under a minute to go. Lemieux to Corson to Chelios. Simonetti hopes to block the empty netter. Chelios shoots and just misses the post. It's an icing call. 51 seconds left. Naslund, Smith, and Riche with Green and Chelios on defense. For the Bruins, it is Kasmer at center, Linsman on the left, Sweeney on the right. Neely is your extra skater with Bork and Larson. Linsman will take the face-off instead, and Smith wins it. 51 seconds left. Green to Smith. Naslund on an empty netter, and that's a score! Naslund hits the empty netter. That's his 7th of the year. Montreal's going to win this. 46 seconds left. Smith his 10th assist, and Green his 2nd. Both of Green's points came on a YouTube replay. How about that? So Montreal is going to go to 9-3-1 unless Boston pulls the miracle of miracles with 46 seconds left. Keene's back in the net. Courtnall, Linsman, and Burridge, Larson, and Wesley. And we're putting on the fourth line Kordic, Walter, and Gainey with Lawler and Ludwig. Linsman wins the faceoff. Boston to Linsman to Courtnall. Back to Linsman. Wesley shoots. Wow with a save. 41 seconds left. Linsman against Walter. Walter wins the faceoff. They clear it back. They just dump it in. Larson to Middleton over the middle to Wesley. He winds up. Waugh makes that stop. Puck is free. Courtnall and Gainey. Gainey has it. Montreal. 27 seconds left. They clear it to center. Here's Courtnall. Back to Linsman. Courtnall. Linsman. Middleton's going to get a shot here. 16 seconds left. Waugh makes one more stop. And we'll hold on. McPhee, Carbonneau, and Nyland out with Lawler and Ludwig. Burge, Kasper, and Miller for the Bruins. Larson and Wesley. And the faceoff is won by Kasper in the zone. Larson to Burridge. He shoots. Wow with a stop. 34th save of the game. Montreal has it. 9 seconds to go, and they'll hold the puck, and that's it. So Montreal with a huge 3-0 win. Not so big for Montreal. It's always good to beat the Bruins. But for Boston, this is one they desperately needed. 14-10 the shots in the period. And we finally calmed down. I'd imagine that Waugh is the number one star. So the scoring, 2 goals in the third period. Lemieux gave Montreal a 2-0 lead from Corson and Skrudland, and then Naslund with the empty netter, his 7th total goal of the year from Smith and Green to put this one away. Penalties, only 1 in the third period. After a second period that seemed like it took an hour and a half to play, only Kordic and a power play opportunity from the Bruins they couldn't do anything with. Patrick Waugh is your number one star. 34 saves. Boston outshot Montreal 14-10 in the third, but Montreal outshot Boston 40-34 in the game. Faceoffs, Bruins 32, Montreal 27. Hits 22-18 in favor of Montreal. Penalty minutes, would you believe 116? 106. And the teams combined for 0 for 7 on power plays, which is rare. Mats Naslund, who got the empty netter, is your number 2 star. He had a goal and an assist. And Brian Skrudland had a goal and assist. He's your number 3 star. Courtnall Peterson had 17 penalty minutes. Keene's 37 saves. He had a great game. Schrader and Waugh are your notables for Boston. And so these are your Boston stats. As the closing credits would play, Bork 27 minutes. And Montreal, Schrader at 50 minutes in the game misconduct. They miss Larry Robinson for sure. But all for naught. All right. Elsewhere on this Halloween night, The Flyers beat the Whalers 6-3. Prop, a goal and 2 assists. Mark Howe with 2 goals and Paley Eklund with the other one. Washington and Minnesota, a 3-3 overtime tie. Minnesota goes to 2-8-1. Hampshire, though, the number 1 star, he had a goal and an assist. The game you just saw, Montreal 3, Boston nothing. Edmonton and New Jersey beats Edmonton. How about that? 5-3. Kirk Muller with a hat trick for the Devils. Charlie Huddy, the number 2 star, with a goal and an assist. In the Battle of New York, the Islanders beat the Rangers 5-4. Pat LaFontaine, 2 goals and an assist. Michaela for the Islanders, 2 goals and an assist. And Podubny for the Rangers, 2 goals and an assist. Quebec 8, Pittsburgh 4. Mario Lemieux for the Penguins, number 1 star, 2 goals and 2 assists. Stastny boys were the second and 3 stars. Detroit with a second bad loss in as many nights, this time 3-2 to the Blues. Jerry Gallant, number 1 star, however, for the Red Wings, a goal and an assist. And the other game that would have been a hockey night in Canada, the Blackhawks and Maple Leafs tied at 5. Freiser with 2 goals and an assist, the number 1 star. And so Montreal, the best record in hockey by 1 over Philadelphia. They have 19 points. Quebec is in second at 5-4-1. All right, Wednesday night, Sunday night at noon, you will see the Rangers in Edmonton. Am I going to change yet? Yeah, I'm not going to change it because it's already scheduled. The Rangers in Edmonton on Wednesday. That game live at noon Sunday or tomorrow if you're watching this on Saturday. And then hockey night on YouTube. I'd play in Philadelphia and Montreal. I promise they won't all be Montreal, but that really is the best matchup because we're going with the 2 best teams in the Wales Conference head-to-head from the Forum in Montreal. And then the week after, the next live one. Oh, I can do that one. I'm not doing Montreal again. Let me see. Detroit and Chicago will be the live game next Sunday. And then on the 14th, I've got Toronto and Philadelphia selected. And I might stick. And at the moment, I think, no, Detroit, New Jersey. We'll see. We'll go. So I'll change that one. All right. So I'll hit the like button, subscribe. A taped hockey game on Saturday, a live hockey game on Sunday, and the NFL live lunchtime replays coming up on Tuesday and Thursday. I'm Ron Juckett for Retro Sports Network. We'll talk to you the next time.